Cool. Welcome. So today we're going to talk about holiday cards and a little bit about some of the platforms that I've used before, some of the options, and then there's a couple in here that I've used for throughout the year to send cards because the features are pretty cool. So we'll talk more about that in a bit, but we'll focus just kind of on holiday cards, some of the services, and I'll show you some of the websites. And then at the end, I can send an email that has a summary of some of the sites that we talked about. So what kind of card do you want to send? Right? I think the common one that we're all here thinking about is the holiday cards, Christmas cards, or things like that. So you have tons of options there. You can really customize them as much as you want. The platforms that they have out there now are pretty much endless. You can change everything from paperweight to size, and you can use fancy fonts and foils and vellums and all sorts of cool things. So you have that option. Then a lot of people send the end of the year, which is more kind of like a wrap up summary, perhaps more like a larger format card, more text, maybe a few photos. That's also another thing that people use these platforms for. And then last is a personalized card using the power of technology. And what I mean by that is two of the platforms that I'm going to show you are more for just kind of one-off small batch, right? So I wouldn't use them to send 100 Christmas cards to all of my friends and family. So it's a much more personalized, a little bit more expensive, but you can do some really cool things with that. All handwritten, hand decorated. It's very cool. They use a small pool of artists that freelance and do these cards, and I'll show you what that looks like. So that's very cool for Christmas cards, but also just last week I sent my friend a thank you note for something she helped me out with, and it was better than me trying to find a card and find a stamp and then go send out. It's it's much easier if you can just do it all through one platform. So these are the 5 sites that I consider. Minted is probably the best for designing and sending out a bundle of cards. So this is for your holiday stuff. This is for your end of the year cards. These are for if you want to order, 50, 100, 500 cards. This is the site that has the most options. It's a little, I wouldn't say it's expensive, but it's a little more expensive than Vista Print, for example. But I think Minted is kind of the tier in the online stationery right now. Punk Post and Felt app. Those two are the more personalized one-off cards for any occasion. I can show you that in a bit. Vistaprint is started as a business stationery. So think like business cards, flyers, things like that. That's where Vistaprint started, and they've moved into personalized. Their website is okay. It's not the best, but I think Vistaprint's probably the cheapest out of all these. You can get cards for as cheap as I think like maybe 25 cents to 60 cents. So pretty cheap. The design limitations online are basic. They're not the most beautiful designs, but it's an option. And then Zazzle, kind of similar to Vistaprint, much cheaper than Minted, a little bit more basic, but all of the functionality that you would want to send out like a basic holiday card is there. Any questions so far? Yeah, Janet.
Is the result of all these digital cards, or do you have the choice of digital or real? Like you get an actual card that you can mail, or
no? You get an actual printed card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can do just the card itself, and you can do the envelope and stamp and things like that, or you can also order the envelopes with it. And there's different tiers depending on kind of what you want to spend for a card, but these are all printed
Okay.
in-hand cards. And then as we mentioned at the top of the presentation, we're here to help you get your photos online. So even if you have a photo that you like, it doesn't necessarily have to be on your iPhone or your iPad. We can take a picture of you holding the picture. We can scan it in. There's ways to turn that photo digital. So just because, you might not have it in front, on your phone, doesn't mean we can't do something great with that. So if you need help, Next Village and our volunteers are here to make that happen for you. So let's hop into a couple of the sites. Stop sharing this. Where did there we go. So this is minted here. This is minted.com. I'm not going to save this. This is, like I said at the top, kind of the premium stationery experience. You could create anything that, any sort of stationery that you'd want, even, down to like wedding invites, things like that. But we're focusing on holiday and cards. So of course, now this time of year, it's going to be front and center on the page. You'll create an account when you first sign up with just your email address and your password. You can start by looking at the various cards. You can pick the formats. So for example, they have like foil pressed cards, which look really nice. They're obviously more expensive. Or if you wanted like an embossed card, they have that, gloss, various things like that. So we'll just hop into a generic kind of holiday photo card. And I'm sure they always have some sort of offer going off, especially if it's your first time using the service. You'll probably get 20-25% off, something like that. This is really funny. I just noticed that this card on this website, this is actually my friend and her husband. That's funny. That's very weird. Okay, so you could hop in here. You can look at the various styles, layouts. So these are all designed through a network of designers and digital designers. So you'll see tons of options. I think when I was looking the other day, there's literally hundreds of options you can pick from. So let's say you like this kind of card. You can see this is the artist. She's the one that designed the card. You can select the size that you want. So you can send a postcard, or you can send a classic, some things in between there. As you're moving around the options, it will generate a preview for you on the window and the side. So you'll see if I, switch over to a larger, it'll show you that, or postcard. You're selecting your quantity. So I think minted, they probably start at about $1.20 and go up from there, depending. As you go along and you add things and modifications, it'll show you the price increase. So for example, if I wanted to do, the more you buy, the more you save, right? So if you wanted just 25, the cost is going to go up a little bit from $1.30 to $2 each. So I'll tell you right now, you're spending $53 on cards. You select the greeting that you want. These are different options that the artist has made, right? So you have a new year, you can do just a holiday card. You can select the theme, and you'll see when you go into each different card, the artist makes these options available depending on the card. So if you go to a different card that has a different layout, you might not see, for example, these options. It'll be different per each card. Same with the color theme, that you can change the different color of the font. Sometimes you are able to change the paper type. for example, here, this one is only available in one paper type signature. But if you had a different type of card that you wanted, and it supported that, you could change the paper. You get these proofs. So I think all cards do this, but you're able to send yourself a free printed finalized version. So if you wanted to see what that looked like actually printed, let me turn my notifications off here. Just a second. So they'll send you versions of the actual printed card for free. So that's pretty cool. Let's go into a different card so I can show you some other options here. Let's take this one. Yeah, so this is a different one. For example, you can see you can choose a foil color if you want now, right? So this is inlaid with foil. It's a nice touch. The card's a little bit more expensive. This one you have the option to change the silhouette. So here you can see the borders changing to like a scalloped edge, or and then here you can change the paper. So if you wanted the signature or any of those, this one, look, the price is changing. Oh yeah, the price is changing on this one. So nicer paper is a little bit more expensive. So here you're adding a nicer style photo printer paper. It's going to go up a couple of bucks. So yeah, the options are pretty limitless. What you would do is then go into personalize. And it's going to open up this formatter here. And then you can add the photo that you want. So I can click add a photo. You can upload the photo from your computer, or oh, this site doesn't offer it. This one you can upload from just your computer only. The other one I'll show you in a bit, you can actually text. They give you a number that you can text the photo to, and then it'll add it to your account, and you can upload the photo there. So pretty cool. Again, if you need help with getting this configured or getting a photo digitized, we can help with that. I don't have a good, I think I have a photo that I would, let's see. Let me share. Oh yeah, I can use a picture of my cat. There we go. There you go. So once you get the photo uploaded, you can change the rotation, you can zoom in. So just some general sort of positional things. And then it'll keep this framed in here, so you don't have to worry about, resizing anything like that. It's gonna stay in that position there.
Cat with the tail amputated.
Yeah, that's
She used the tail as a blanket.
yeah, she does use it she uses it to cover her eyes too. You can change your text in here. So from the Walker family, you could, obviously you want to change that. You can see the back of the card. You could add another photo. You could add a blurb, for example, if you wanted to add some text to the back of the photo. It gives you a text box here that you can fill in, and it'll give you the price. So if you wanted to add, a couple more photos to 100 pictures, is going to be $36. So, or you can just add the background. I guess really the point of this is that the options are, limitless. You find the design you like, and then you can configure it with photos and text how you like. And then you can pick the envelope, and you can either select them to add the address, or they'll send you the blank envelopes and you can fill it out yourself. Depends whatever's easiest. And then they can also stamp them for you if you'd like. But the more features you add, the little bit more expensive it gets. So that's minted. Most features, the best designs, but also the most expensive. The other one that I really like is Punk Post. This is the handwritten sort of one-off card that I was talking about. So this one is, you pick your style that you want, you pick the font, any sort of like artistic flair. Like you can say it's a happy card, it's a celebration card, it's more of a somber card, and they'll design it for you. They'll stamp it and mail it all for you, so you don't have to worry. They don't come to you first and then you ship it out. So for example, I sent my friend a card the other day, and that's funny. There we go. Oh, weird. Changed. So I sent my friend Alex a card, and I put the script. I put what I wanted in there, and I said, it's a thank you card. And the artist hand wrote and drew all of this. So it was very cool. I selected this pancake card here. It says, nobody stacks up to you. And then they did all of the flair and things like that. And this card costs me about $5. So
Amazing.
if you're sending a one-off, it might be worth it. But if you were to send out 100 cards, it would get very expensive very quickly. But I just like to show this card option. I think it's one of my favorite. And you can select here, holiday.
I don't see the word, I don't stack up to you. Where is it?
Oh, it wasn't in that picture, but you'll see these different options. So like if I came in here and I went thank you cards, you might see aren't you loading? Site's being a little funny. So this is the thank you card. I don't have it anymore. Yeah, they don't have it right now. The other cool thing about this is all of these cards are designed by local kind of independent artists. So each person can submit their own cards, and then the one that you have designed it is the designer of that card, and they of course make a percentage of that sale. So a great way to like support an independent artist and their work. The cards can be a little bit cheeky. There's definitely some inappropriate ones, but nonetheless, you're a cool cat here. You select your message, you select your handwriting style, so fun or formal, simple. You can select your card. You can add you can add confetti to it. You can add photos. So for like a couple bucks, you can include a photo that they'll print for you. So I like I said, I send quite a few of these out, just a couple of bucks for a really nice, personalized, all handwritten card. The other option to this is the Felt app, very much the same. Why is my computer's being weird? Just a second. There we go. Felt app is pretty cool. This one you do on your iPhone or iPad or your Android phone. And you can use the power of your touch screen to create and write your own personalized messages and signatures. So you select the card you want, very similar to Punk Post, but in here you can actually handwrite a message with your handwriting, and you can design things all on your own. Then they'll print it for you and send it. So very similar to Punk Post, but a little bit
Excuse me,
more
Harrison.
personalized. Yeah.
The screen that I see is on Punk. Is it Punk Post?
Oh, weird. Let me try this again. Can you, what do you see now?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, then I see it.
Interesting. So Felt app, best if you use it on a mobile phone or iPad. iPad's the best. But you're designing your card from their pre loaded templates, and then you can use the touch screen to create your own messaging, your own doodles, and they'll print that for you and send it out. So similar to Punk Post, but it's about $5 to $7 depending on how you want to personalize it. The last one is the Vista Print. This one is, like I said, the cheaper option. Started as a business stationery company, moved into holiday and personalized gifts. You can print things like mugs and mouse pads all through Vista Print. Vistaprint.com. You'll create an account just like you had before. Username, password. You'll enter your payment information, and then you can access their library. So you could do holiday cards. You could do calendars, for example. And I'll say, just want an embossed card. Options here. Hundreds, again, more than you could ever look through. But you can find the one that you like. This one's pretty expensive, actually. $237. Let's get a little bit of a cheaper one. Something like this. Oh, these are foil cards. That's why. Find the design that you like. It will give you a rough overview. You can say, I like rounded corners, and I like the foil. And we'll select this design, and it'll load it into the design template. And then from here, you can add your photo. You'll add your text. So if I click on that and I click add image, it'll say for my computer, and what's a photo? Oh, we'll use my LinkedIn photo. There we go. And then there's that. You can add, here's your family name here. So I would say, oops, that. You can move this around. You can change the color here. You could move this. So like that. Actually, I wouldn't do that. You want the image to fill up entirely here. Else it'll look kind of funny. But you can move it around. You could rotate it too if you wanted. You could crop it if it was too big. So just some basic photo editing tools. You'll see this is the front side, and then on the back side, this template has 2 more photos. You can personalize the message down here. This one says warmest regards, whatever. You can add whatever text you want. And then it says here that the full color is included. So you can use color photos here. Sometimes if you choose a cheaper option, you won't be able to, the photos will be in black and white, or you'll have to pay a premium for the photos to be in color. But this one is saying that the full color is included. So upload your photos, then you can do a preview of it. That's just gonna send a photo of myself, and you can review and purchase. So pretty easy to do. I think the limitations with editing and design are a little bit simpler on Vista Print, but still a nice website to use if you want something a little bit cheaper. And then some of them come also with the envelope as well. Just depends on the option. I'll see, like, for example, this one is 84 cents versus minted was at least $1.50, things like that. So tons of option there. And they will also send you, Vistaprint will also do the proofs where you can say, you know, if you wanted to send out 100 cards and you want to see how it would look, they'll send you a preview first, a printed preview in the mail, so you can see what that looks like. And they do that for free. So tons of options there. I believe, let's check one more thing here. I do image. Yeah, so if you go to image, this is a good Vistaprint feature. You can upload from your computer if you have that, or you can do it from your phone. So they will send you a text. You can enter your phone number, they'll send you a text, and then you can reply to the text with your photo attached to it, and then they'll upload it. So pretty cool. Enter phone number to receive an upload link. So makes it very easy for photos that aren't on your computer but are on a different device. And again, Next Villages and our volunteers are more than happy to help get a photo digitized or help you get this all set up. I think that's all I wanted to show with Vistaprint. Last one, Zazzle, very similar to Vistaprint, a little bit more basic in options, but they do a nice card. They do nice stationery stuff. Just your options are a little bit more limited in design, but that may be enough for your purpose. So check them out as well. Create an account. I would say the interface is pretty much the same as Vistaprint. The only advantage you have here is you can add photos ahead of time. Let's see if I can do this quickly here. You can add the photos ahead of time, and then you can see what they look like in the catalog. So if I go upload image, oops. So I can say, I want this photo, I want here, and Merry Christmas, do your Christmas cards. And they'll plug this into templates. And so you can see what you're looking at, the catalog with your photos and your name, opposed to trying to see, oh, I like this one, and then uploading your photo. So they kind of pre-generate the template for you so you can see what it looks like. May help you make the decision and see designs that you like a little bit easier. So if you click on this, another one of those sites where they are always running sales. Right now it's 50% off holiday cards or 25% off of mugs or calendars, things like that. So once you're in here, you select your envelope type, your shape, matte. You can add a different color paper, and then select your quantity, add to cart, and away you go. So all of this stuff is pretty straightforward, very easy to preview and edit online, pretty friendly UI, and then at a reasonable price as well for sending out holiday cards. So does anyone have any questions?